Have you ever felt the weight of someone's presence suffocating your peace, as if their very existence pulls light out of the room? Evil isn't just the stuff of legends or villains in movies. It walks among us, often cloaked in charm or pretense. It doesn't come with horns or fangs, but instead hides in manipulation, chaos, and exploitation. They twist your kindness, sap your energy, and leave you questioning your own reality. Like wolves in sheep's clothing, these people rarely show their true intentions outright. They thrive on your vulnerability, feeding on trust and goodwill to fuel their selfish ambitions. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and theirs, drenched in malice, seep into every action. But here's the power you hold: awareness. Evil often disguises itself as ordinary, but its patterns betray it. Once you know what to look for, you can defend your peace and protect your spirit. In this guide, we'll uncover 10 undeniable signs of truly evil behavior, patterns no one can ignore. Stay with me till the very end, because the last sign will completely change how you see people around you. It's the one that sets the truly wicked apart from the rest. And if you're serious about protecting your energy and navigating the world with clarity, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon to never miss these life-changing insights. Ready to reclaim your power? Let's begin. Number 1. The Puppet Master's Game. Manipulation is like a silent puppeteer pulling strings you don't even realize exist. It twists reality, distorts truths, and turns trust into a weapon. It's not always loud or obvious. It creeps in quietly, feeding on your doubts and reshaping your thoughts. A manipulator doesn't thrive on integrity. They thrive on control, and they'll stop at nothing to keep you tangled in their web. Imagine someone who starts by building you up with compliments, only to tear you down when you least expect it. I once trusted someone like this, a colleague who seemed supportive, praising me in public while planting seeds of doubt behind my back. They inflated my smallest mistakes, twisting them into bigger issues to make me look incapable. When I confronted them, they smiled, saying they were just trying to help me improve. For a moment, I questioned everything. Was I really failing, or was I being played? This is how manipulators work. They thrive on uncertainty, convincing you that you need them to succeed. They make you doubt your strength, your worth, and even your reality. But remember the words of Epictetus: "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom starts with clarity, seeing their tactics for what they are, and refusing to play along. You may ask, how do I break free? Should I confront them? Fight back? The answer is simpler than you think. You don't need to engage in their games. Imagine someone trying to trap you in quicksand. The harder you struggle, the deeper you sink. The way out is to stop resisting and step away. A virtuous person leads you toward independence, not dependence. Ask yourself, does this person make me feel more confident or more confused? Your gut already knows. Listen to it. Reclaim your peace, and remember, manipulators only win if you let them. Number 2. The poison beneath the smile. Charm, when pure, is like sunlight. It warms, connects, and builds trust. But in the hands of someone with darker intentions, charm becomes a venomous trap, wrapped in golden words and glittering smiles. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And when their thoughts are self-serving, their charm is nothing more than a painted mask, hiding manipulation, deceit, and control. Have you ever met someone whose presence felt magnetic, almost too good to be true? They knew exactly how to make you feel special, as if they had stepped straight out of a movie scene crafted just for you. Their words felt soothing, their attention intoxicating. But deep down, there was a faint unease. Something didn't feel right, even if you couldn't pinpoint it. That unease is your warning signal. Their charm is often calculated, not genuine, designed to disarm you and distract you from their true intentions. I once had a friend who could charm an entire room effortlessly. Compliments rolled off their tongue like poetry, making everyone believe they were truly cherished. But over time, cracks appeared in the illusion. Their praise was not genuine, but transactional, a tool to gain favors, power, or influence. When someone had nothing left to offer, they were discarded like yesterday's news, often with cruel words whispered behind their back. You might wonder, how can I tell if someone's charm is real? What if I'm wrong? Pay attention to how they treat those who can't offer them anything in return. Watch their actions when no one's looking. Authentic kindness doesn't depend on what it gains. It shines naturally, without pretense or calculation. If their charm makes you feel uneasy, trust your gut. As Epictetus said, appearances are often deceitful. Genuine goodness never needs a mask. The truth, though less dazzling, is far more powerful. Look beyond the sparkle, and you'll see who they truly are. Walk away from the illusion and protect your peace, because authentic connections never need to be rehearsed. Number 3. The web of deception. A lie isn't just a falsehood, it's a weapon, carefully aimed to confuse, control, and distort your sense of reality. For someone truly malicious, lying isn't an accident. It's a lifestyle. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it isn't right, don't do it. If it isn't true, don't say it." But for these individuals, truth is an obstacle to be avoided. Their lies are deliberate, calculated tools designed to manipulate others and shield themselves. Imagine a friend who tells stories so grand they seem larger than life. Once, they boasted about single-handedly managing a critical project at work, taking credit for its success. It was impressive, until you started noticing cracks in the story. Emails, documents, and conversations all painted a very different picture. When you brought it up, they didn't admit fault. Instead, they twisted the narrative, accused you of misunderstanding, and deflected blame onto irrelevant details. This wasn't just dishonesty, it was manipulation in its purest form. You might think, why do they lie so much? Why not just tell the truth? The answer is control. Lies are their currency. They build credibility, evade accountability, and make you question your memory and instincts. Their goal isn't just to deceive, it's to erode your confidence so thoroughly that you rely on them to define what's real. It's like standing in a house of mirrors. What's up becomes down, and what's true becomes twisted. But lies, no matter how elaborate, are fragile. Unlike truth, which stands firm without effort, lies demand constant upkeep. Each lie requires another to maintain the illusion, and eventually, the web unravels. This is their weakness. Truth doesn't bend under scrutiny, but lies crumble when the pressure mounts. So, how do you protect yourself? Start with observation. Pay attention to the cracks. Do their stories shift when questioned? Do their actions match their words? Stoic philosophy teaches us that actions are the truest measure of character. As Epictetus wisely noted, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Your power lies in recognizing the deception and refusing to be entangled. Ask questions. Demand clarity. Trust your instincts. If their words feel hollow, they probably are. And when dishonesty becomes a pattern, don't hesitate to walk away. Remember, honesty is the cornerstone of any genuine relationship. Without it, there is no trust, no respect, and no peace. When you encounter someone who lies without conscience, hold your ground. You don't have to argue, defend, or fix their deception. Focus on their actions. Trust what you see, and set boundaries that protect your peace. Let their lies crumble under the weight of truth while you stand firm. As Stoicism reminds us, real strength lies not in fighting their battles, but in mastering ourselves and refusing to let deceit undermine our values. Number 4. The coldness behind the smile. Empathy is the heartbeat of human connection. It's what allows us to feel the joy, pain, and struggles of others as if they were our own. Without it, relationships are nothing more than hollow transactions, devoid of trust and warmth. For truly malicious individuals, empathy isn't absent by accident. It's missing by design. Others are merely tools, pawns in their self-centered games. As Marcus Aurelius said, "No more arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Yet these people are incapable of embodying that virtue, for their indifference reveals a soul devoid of depth. Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone you've always trusted. You open up, sharing a personal struggle that's been weighing you down, hoping for some comfort. Instead of listening, they brush it off. "Oh, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about my day," they say, shifting the focus back to themselves. Your vulnerability is dismissed, your pain reduced to an afterthought. This isn't a one-time slip, it's a pattern. You might ask yourself, do they even care? Am I expecting too much? The truth is, they're not just unwilling to understand your feelings, they may be incapable of it. Their lack of empathy creates a chilling void where warmth and understanding should be. Sometimes, their indifference isn't passive, it's active. They might even take a subtle pleasure in your struggles, masking their satisfaction with shallow words of fake concern. Empathy, however, isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without it, interactions feel draining, one-sided, and devoid of true connection. Malicious individuals often use their lack of empathy as a tool. They'll fake compassion when it serves their purpose, but when the mask slips, their cold detachment is unmistakable. So, how do you protect yourself? You may wonder, should I confront them? Should I try to make them understand? The answer lies not in changing them, but in safeguarding yourself. Set boundaries that protect your peace. Recognize that their inability to connect with your feelings isn't a reflection of your worth, but a glaring flaw in their character. Surround yourself with people who do care, those who celebrate your wins, mourn your losses, and share the weight of life with you. Think of empathy as a bridge. It connects two hearts, allowing understanding to flow freely between them. A relationship without it is like a bridge with no foundation. It crumbles under the slightest pressure. The good news? You can choose who walks that bridge with you. Number 5. The chains. They try to wrap around your mind. Control is the lifeline of a manipulator. For them, domination isn't a preference, it's survival. They seek to dictate every aspect of your life, from the way you think to the decisions you make. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That strength is what they fear most, because it's the one thing they cannot own unless you let them. I once trusted someone who seemed supportive, offering advice that felt thoughtful and sincere. But over time, their real intentions surfaced. They began planting seeds of doubt, making me question my decisions and my worth. When I considered taking on a big opportunity, they discouraged me, subtly suggesting I wasn't capable and convincing me to let them handle it instead. I complied, not realizing they were quietly stealing my autonomy, one decision at a time. This is how manipulators operate. They don't just want to sway your choices, they want to own your thoughts. Through guilt, shame, or sweetened words, they weave a dependency that traps you, leaving you unsure of yourself and tethered to their control. You may wonder, how do I break free from this? Am I being ungrateful by questioning them? The answer lies in clarity. Ask yourself, Does this align with my values? A person who truly cares will never seek to rule you. Instead, they'll empower you to think independently, to grow, and to thrive. As Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Autonomy is your greatest power. Don't let anyone steal it. Protect your mind fiercely. It's the foundation of your freedom and happiness. Stand firm. Refuse their games. The moment you reclaim control of your thoughts, you shatter the chains they try to bind you with and step into the freedom you deserve. Number 6. The art of dodging responsibility. Blame is the easiest escape route for someone unwilling to face their flaws. They deflect, they deny, and they spin stories to paint themselves as the victim while making you the villain. As Seneca wisely observed, the truth stands firm without justification, while lies require elaborate stories to sustain them. This is the foundation of their blame game, a web of half-truths designed to trap you into doubting your own reality. Picture this: you're working on an important project with someone you trust. Things take a wrong turn, and instead of admitting their mistake, they shift the blame onto you. With subtle precision, they disguise their accusations as helpful feedback. Maybe your approach wasn't as organized as it could have been. At first, you accept the criticism, questioning yourself and your abilities. But as time passes, a pattern emerges. They're never at fault. Every failure somehow loops back to you, as if you're the common denominator for everything wrong. You might wonder, am I really the problem? Could I have done better? These doubts are the very cracks they aim to exploit. Manipulative individuals rely on your trust, sensitivity, and willingness to reflect. They twist these virtues into weaknesses, clouding your perception and making you carry their guilt. But here's the truth: accountability is the foundation of strong character. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the truth is strong, it stands on its own. Lies, on the other hand, require constant maintenance. Watch closely. Does their story shift with every conversation? Do their actions contradict their words? When they try to rewrite reality, stay anchored in the facts. So, how do you handle someone like this? First, resist the urge to react emotionally. Their game thrives on your defensiveness. Instead, calmly ask for clarity. What makes you think that? Can you explain further? This simple act forces them to confront the holes in their narrative. More importantly, establish boundaries. Refuse to play their games. You don't need to carry guilt that isn't yours. Protect your peace by standing firm in your truth. Their deflections say more about their character than they do about your actions. When someone constantly avoids responsibility, they reveal their true nature. They aren't seeking solutions. They're seeking an escape. The next time they try to shift the blame, remind yourself of this. You're not here to be their scapegoat. Walk away with your integrity intact, knowing that your strength lies in your honesty, not in their illusions. Number 7. When their joy thrives on your pain. There's a special kind of darkness in someone who finds pleasure in the pain of others. For them, suffering isn't a tragedy, it's a spectacle. Epictetus reminds us, associate with those who make you better. But these individuals don't make anyone better. They thrive on tearing others down. Their satisfaction isn't found in growth, success, or connection. It comes from degrading others to elevate their own fragile sense of power. At first, it might seem harmless, maybe a sarcastic remark, a chuckle at someone's misfortune, or an unsettling smirk when someone stumbles. But over time, these small actions reveal a pattern. They don't cheer for anyone's victories. Instead, they delight in failures. They don't offer support in hard times. Instead, they revel in the chaos, finding satisfaction in someone else's struggle. I once had a friend like this. They would share the mistakes and embarrassments of others with such enthusiasm it felt almost celebratory. One day, when a coworker was publicly reprimanded, they chuckled under their breath, as if the misfortune were entertainment. At first, I dismissed it as indifference, but with time, it became clear. It wasn't indifference, it was enjoyment. They didn't want to help others succeed. They wanted to magnify every failure to feel superior. You might wonder, why would someone act this way? How could they find joy in pain? The truth lies in their own insecurity. Their happiness is fleeting, a hollow mask to cover the emptiness inside. As Seneca wisely said, "No man is more unhappy than one who never faces adversity." But for these people, adversity isn't a teacher. It's a weapon. They sabotage, gossip, and harm not because they're strong, but because they're weak. They need others to fail to feel a fleeting sense of significance. So, how do you protect yourself? Recognize the signs. Their indifference to others' struggles, their fixation on failure, their lack of empathy, these are clear warnings. Don't let their darkness seep into your life. Step away, because every moment you spend in their presence is a moment you lose your peace, your growth, and your self-worth. Surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your victories, who lift you when you stumble, and who find joy not in pain, but in shared success. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Don't let their toxicity invade your mind. Choose relationships that inspire growth, peace, and genuine connection. True joy isn't built on the suffering of others. It's found in the bonds we share, the successes we celebrate together, and the compassion we offer freely. Let those who thrive on pain fade from your life, and build your world with people who help you become the best version of yourself. That's where real strength and happiness lie. Number 8. When isolation becomes their silent weapon. Human strength lies in connection. We thrive in unity, find comfort in shared experiences, and grow through the encouragement of those who care for us. But for truly malicious individuals, this bond between people is a threat. Their goal is to sever these connections and leave you vulnerable. Isolation is their weapon of choice. By cutting you off from your loved ones, they strip away your emotional support, leaving you easier to manipulate and control. Imagine a friend who starts with subtle comments that seem harmless at first. "Your best friend doesn't really treat you right," they say with a concerned tone, or "Your family doesn't understand you like I do." You brush it off initially, thinking they're just looking out for you. But then, the comments grow more frequent, more calculated. Over time, you begin to second-guess your relationships. The doubt they plant doesn't feel aggressive. It feels almost caring. But before you know it, the people who once anchored you feel further away. You may ask yourself, am I being paranoid? Could they really be right about my friends or family? That's exactly what they want, to make you question the connections that keep you strong. Isolation isn't accidental, it's deliberate. These individuals know that by pulling you away from your support system, they gain power. The more alone you feel, the easier it is for them to control your thoughts and actions. But here's what they don't want you to realize. True strength doesn't come from solitude. It comes from connection. Marcus Aurelius once said, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids." Unity is the foundation of resilience, and genuine relationships are where true power lies. If you feel a growing sense of loneliness or notice yourself pulling away from those who truly care, pause and reflect. Are these doubts your own, or are they seeds planted by someone else? Reach out to your loved ones. Speak with friends, family, or confidants who've always had your back. They are your foundation, the ones who will remind you who you are when life feels uncertain. Malicious people aim to isolate you because they know your connections make you strong. Don't let them win. Protect your relationships fiercely. Real love, real friendship, doesn't make you question your worth or distance you from others. It lifts you up. Remember, as Epictetus wisely said, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig." True relationships take time, trust, and effort, and they are worth protecting. The next time someone tries to convince you that they're the only one who truly cares, ask yourself, does this person empower me or do they isolate me? The answer will tell you all you need to know. Stand firm in your connections, and you'll rise above any manipulation they attempt. Because unity, not isolation, is where real strength lives. Number 9. When jealousy wears a friendly mask. Jealousy is a dangerous emotion, especially when it's cloaked in concern or disguised as goodwill. As Seneca once said, envy is the ulcer of the soul. For those who harbor it, their words aren't meant to uplift or support you. They're subtle attempts to chip away at your confidence. They can't bear to see others thrive because your light exposes the shadows they've hidden within themselves. Imagine a friend who seems deeply interested in your achievements. After completing a major project you're proud of, they say, "That's great, but maybe next time you should push yourself a bit more to really hit your potential." On the surface, it seems like genuine advice, but something in their tone feels off, like a shadow creeping into their words. At first, you brush it off as constructive feedback, but over time, you notice a pattern. Their compliments often come with an undertone of criticism, not to lift you up, but to make you question whether your success was enough. You might wonder, am I overthinking this? Are they just being honest? This is where jealousy hides its claws. A jealous person rarely attacks outright. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt. You did really well, but don't get too excited. There's always room for improvement. Or, that's amazing, but someone else did something similar and got even better results. These aren't words of care or encouragement. They're calculated to make you second-guess yourself. Jealousy thrives on insecurity, both theirs and yours. It's not your success that bothers them. It's what your success reflects back at them. Their perceived shortcomings, their fears, their inadequacies. A truly kind person celebrates your wins without hesitation, encouraging you to reach even greater heights. In contrast, a jealous person wants to pull you back down, to dim your light so theirs doesn't feel so small. How do you protect yourself? Trust your intuition. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If someone's words consistently leave you feeling diminished or uneasy, listen to that instinct. Look beyond their surface praise and examine their true intentions. Ask yourself, do they make me feel inspired, or do they subtly drain my energy? A genuine supporter will make you feel like the best version of yourself. They'll celebrate your success wholeheartedly, without the need to add caveats or comparisons. On the other hand, a jealous person uses words like tools to control your emotions, feeding their own insecurities by planting doubts in you. Surround yourself with people who truly celebrate your victories, those who push you to reach new heights, not shrink to make others feel comfortable. As Epictetus wisely noted, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by those who envy. You don't need to dim your light to make others more comfortable. Your value is not up for debate, and your success isn't something to apologize for. Stand firm in your achievements, set boundaries with those who can't handle your light, and continue to shine brightly. Because real strength doesn't lie in making others feel small. It lies in helping others grow while standing tall yourself. Number 10. The heart that never learns. One of the most telling signs of a truly malicious person is their unrepentant heart, a refusal to take accountability, to self-reflect, or to repair the harm they've caused. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." But for these individuals, self-improvement is not a goal. It's a foreign concept. They cling to destructive habits, weaving elaborate excuses to justify their actions and convincing themselves that the fault always lies with someone else. Think of someone you've encountered who never admits when they're wrong. When they hurt others, they don't apologize. They deflect. If confronted, they argue that the circumstances were beyond their control, or, worse, accuse the other person of being too sensitive. Their playbook is always the same: shift blame, deny responsibility, and double down on their behavior. But the most unsettling trait isn't just their refusal to admit fault, it's their complete unwillingness to change. To them, self-reflection and growth are seen as weaknesses, and stubbornness is their badge of honor. You might wonder, why don't they change? Do they even care? The harsh truth is that they don't see a problem with their actions. To them, their behavior is justified. And because they view humility as weakness, they're trapped in a cycle of denial and blame. As Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." But for an unrepentant heart, there is no beginning, only the same destructive patterns repeated endlessly. These individuals not only hurt those around them, but they also cheat themselves out of the chance to grow. While Stoic philosophy teaches us that admitting mistakes is a sign of strength, they reject this principle, clinging to their ego instead. Their refusal to confront their flaws doesn't just harm others, it keeps them stuck in the same toxic mindset, unable to evolve. So, what can you do when faced with someone like this? First, protect your peace. Ask yourself, does this person make me feel valued, or do they leave me questioning my worth? Not everyone is willing or capable of change. It's not your job to fix someone who refuses to see their own faults. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, focus your mind on thoughts and people who elevate the quality of your life. Surround yourself with those who have the courage to admit their mistakes, to learn, and to grow. Evil people thrive on your energy and your attention, but awareness is your greatest weapon. Once you see through their tactics, you take away their power. They can no longer manipulate your emotions or invade your peace. Boundaries become your shield, and clarity becomes your sword. Protect your mental space and let your actions reflect your strength. Your light is what they fear most because it reminds them of what they lack. So keep shining, keep growing, and don't let their chaos disrupt your serenity. The moment you stop letting them invade your mind is the moment you reclaim your power. Remember, true strength lies in mastering your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Let their unrepentant heart remain their burden, not yours. If this resonates with you, let it be a reminder to stand firm, set boundaries, and invest in relationships that uplift you. Your peace, your growth, and your happiness are worth far more than their excuses. Stay strong and let your light shine where it's truly appreciated.